Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Two Shores, One Story. What's up? How are you? I'm okay now. I'm good. Yesterday, my shoulders were really hurting. Really hurting. Like, it was so bad that if I just had my hands, my whole arm just straight like I normally do, it was still hurting. So I kind of had to rest it on my other arm. I had to hold it. I really wanted to wear a sling. Like, it was that bad. You might be wondering why it hurts. Why does my shoulder hurt? Well, I'll tell you. On Sunday, March 16th, I believe, I and other ALTs helped Japanese people with the festival. Now, how did this happen? This obviously you can't just join in on the day. You can't do that. What had happened was a few months ago, our supervisor asked us if we would be interested in helping or volunteering to be a part of a festival. And immediately I was like, yeah, because that sounds really cool and I would love to do that. So I said yes, and other people said yes, and we got started. There was some prep time. Really, it was just party. We met with them, I think, the last week of January, and that day I had an omikai with my teachers, and then after I met them, we sang karaoke. They were really fun. And then after that, we had another meeting, and this was more formal. We met other members of the team. We designed our name tags, which are wooden, so that was really cool. And what else did we do? We just talked about what was going on, what was going to happen. We had a prep lunch the day before the festival, so we had Thai food. It was really good. And then we set up. So that day was a bit interesting because it started snowing, which I didn't like. None of us liked it. But it was really worrisome because the Mikoshi are wood or straw, kind of. So they're fragile in the snow. So if it was going to snow, it would have to be canceled, which would be kind of sad, right? Luckily, it didn't snow, so that's good. The day of, we got there at 10:30. We put on our costume, which consisted of a happy, which is a light robe type thing. We put on our headband, which was basically a string, and they tied it in a special way for us. And then we put on our belt. We took pictures, and we got ready to lift the Mikoshi. Now, before that happened, there was a bit of a Shinto ritual going on. I didn't quite see it, and I wasn't paying attention that well. It was a bit difficult for me. I kind of realized after, or a bit before this was going to happen, that I was hesitant, honestly, because I'm Christian, and I was wondering if I should be doing this thing that, there's a Shinto ritual. What am I going to do? That kind of stuff. Like, I'm Christian, I shouldn't be doing this. But it's hard to do a lot of that stuff, I guess, in Japan, because the culture and religion are really closely tied. So at first, when I applied, I was just seeing it as a cultural thing, not really a religious thing. So for me, what I did was I just prayed to my God, and that made me feel better about what I was doing. So I did that while they were praying. Just prayed that we had a good time and that kind of stuff. After that happened, we got ready. So we went to our Mikoshi. We got our towels ready. We had to bring some towels just because your shoulders are going to hurt. So it helps if you put a towel. Well, I thought at first it helps if you put a towel over your shoulder. But what they actually do is put it in between your clothes and your happy, which is good because your towel will fall. Otherwise, I have experienced that at the start. Immediately when we started, my towel fell on the ground. And I was like, oh no. I was so in the way of everybody. It was bad. But it was, after that, figured that out. After the first set, the first run. So basically, what happens in this thing is it's so heavy, right? You can't go like at once, so you have to take breaks. So they say like break or QK or feet, ashi, and they put like plastic baskets down, and we place the Mikoshi down and take a break. So after the first break, they told us that we could put our towels that way, and that was way more helpful for sure for me. And it was interesting because, well, at first the boss, the leader of the JC team, went on the Mikoshi. So there was a place to stand, and he stood there, and we carried him along with the Mikoshi, and then it changed to ALTs. So our Matsuri leader went up first. Also, what happened is we're not just holding it, but we're also like kind of shaking it and moving the Mikoshi like a roller coaster almost. Oh, we would also turn it around. So we would yell Mawari, and we would turn the Mikoshi around so people could see it and just make it theatrical. So the first ALT went on, then second, and then it was third, fourth, and then me. And I was scared. I really didn't want to go on. I was really adamant on not doing it because I'm freaked out about heights, and I don't like roller coasters. Even though it wasn't really like a roller coaster, it was to me, and but I had to do it. I had to go on. So I did. There's strings or ropes that we're able to hold on to, which is advised. You have to hold on to it or you will fall and break your head. So that's what I did. I held on very tightly, very tightly, because I was freaked out. I was a bit pathetic, honestly, I thought, because the other ALTs were fine. They weren't yelling or screaming, but I was scared. I was like, whoa, yeah, boy. Oh my gosh, like that kind of stuff. I was like, every time they shook the Mikoshi, I was screaming and yelling because I was freaked out. I was really not, I was scared, but also I had a big smile on my face. So that didn't correlate that well, but it was the thrill of the ride, of the Mikoshi ride. That's how I felt. Oh gosh. Anyway, so I felt I was on there for a long time. As I was, when we weren't shaking, I was waving to people and that kind of stuff. I felt like a cool celebrity. But it was my time to go down. So they brought it down, and as they brought it down, it was kind of tilted on one side, so I thought it was going to fall off, and that was really fun. But we got that down, and I noticed there was a big camera. And so I was like looking at it and doing that stuff, and then I went down, and I stood up and I got off of the Mikoshi, and immediately he asked me, the person with the big camera asked me if I could speak Japanese, and I said yeah, and then he started interviewing me. Oh my gosh, I wasn't prepared at all. And because I was screaming, and also I forgot to mention, but during this thing, the person on top yells "washoy." I don't know what that means, but it's just a word that raises our spirits as we're carrying this thing. And we answer back with "washoy." So I was saying that too, and there's a rhythm that's going on, and I was saying it and really yelling because I'm on the Mikoshi. Because of that and screaming and that kind of stuff, I lost my voice slightly, which I haven't done really. I've never lost my voice before, so that was really interesting. But I had to talk to this person and answer his questions with my voice that was broken, so that was very fun. He asked me how I felt about being a part of the festival, and I said I have happy feelings with my broken voice, so that was great. I wanted to try and find the video, but I can't, unfortunately. I haven't found it yet. It will pop up eventually somewhere, or someone will show me. But in the meantime, I have my memories of the interview. After that, it was the last ALT of our group, and then other ALTs were there just watching us, so they also were able to go on the Mikoshi, and that was really fun for them to join. We continued on, we did some more circles, we did some more roller coasters, and finally, we are getting to the where we started. We're getting to where we started, which is the end. And I'm so excited to be done. At this point, I'm I'm very exhausted. We're all tired. We're still having fun, but we're tired. That was the hardest for me. That was the hardest. Is going to where we started. We're going into where the festival food stalls are and all that kind of stuff. It's very narrow. There's lots of people. I thought I couldn't carry it. It was just so narrow and hard to walk because there's so many people carrying the Mikoshi. I just couldn't. I had to stop. That was a bit embarrassing. But we made it. So that was good. And that was it. That was really that was a Mikoshi carrying experience and riding the Mikoshi. After that happened, I don't know how, but they got 3 free yakisoba. So they gave it to us, 3 ALTs, or 2, and I shared with 1. It was so good. I really love festival food because it's fried, and I like fried food. Yakisoba was delicious, and then after that, we helped a little bit with something, I think, or we had like a meeting, or just we were in a circle and talked and said thanks, and then we were able to kind of get more food at the yakisoba and just chill for a bit. So that's what I did. First I got a Pepsi. I really wanted a Coke or something, and by the grace of God Almighty, there was a vending machine near us that had Pepsi, and I was so happy. So I got me and my friend one, and it was so good. Then I was walking around, and I saw one of my teachers, or maybe not a teacher, but they're an EA at my school, so that was really cool. I said hi. Then I went to a food stall, and I got yakitori, which is fried chicken on a skewer. And there was a set of 4 that I could get. So there was 2 breast, 1 thigh, and 1 chicken plus onion thing. And you had the option to have sauce or just salt and pepper. I'm a classic guy, so I got salt and pepper. I had to wait a bit, maybe 8 minutes, and then it was done, and I paid for it, obviously. And it was so good. Oh my gosh. Every bite was so good, and the chicken was so tender. And it was raining, and I was cold a little bit, but I was so happy. That was great. That was really good. After that, we were helped a little bit with cleaning, but they wanted us to go because it was cold, I guess. I don't know. And I was very cold at this time. So we went. My friend, ALT, another ALT, and 2 other ALTs. We went in his car, and he dropped them off. And since I was cold, I suggested that we go to an onsen because that's the best way to heat up, and we did. I took my friend to a fancy onsen that's called Asocia Hotel. Well, really, it's a hotel, but they have a really nice onsen that overlooks Takayama. And I really like it just because of that. That's all. Like, the outdoor bath is nice, but I really like just seeing Takayama in all its glory. So we did that. And this time it was really nice because usually when I've only been twice before, but there's the 7th floor and the 5th floor. And I've only been on the 7th floor. The 6th floor, by the way, it's just a communal space. There's a foot bath that you can all use, which is nice. But yeah, this time I was able to go on the 5th floor, and actually I liked it a lot better because the outdoor bath is different. The outdoor bath in the men's area, or I guess the 7th floor, has a stream of water. There's streams of waters that you press a button and you push it, and there's a stream of heavy water, heavy flow. And what you do is you just sit on a thing, and it hits your back or neck, and it's really nice for that, but it's not the most relaxing thing. In the 5th floor, so instead of the flow of heavy water, it was a bath type onsen. That's what I like to call it. Basically, you would like lay down and the water just covers your whole body. And it had a headrest, which is really good. Like, they thought of relaxation. And that was so nice. Just lovely. Really nice. I got warmed up. At this point, I saw that I had marks on my shoulders. It was a little bit sore on Sunday. Then we had to kill some time because we were going to a nomikai, which is a drinking event, it was at 6 p.m. So we were both kind of hungry, and I didn't have milk, which you should have afternoons, and you just have to have milk. It's just how it is. So we went to McDonald's, and I got a milkshake and 15 chicken nuggets. But I shared with my friend. I didn't have it all. We had that. Then we went to the nomikai. I got a few drinks. I've actually been to this nomikai or this izakaya before. I didn't realize it though, but I've been before, and they have, a pretty okay course meal. So usually when you go to a nomikai with your teachers, they just buy a course type thing, and everyone has the same thing, and it just comes one after another. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's whatever, because you don't get to pick. So if you're picky like me, you sometimes have to suffer, which I had to do at the start. So we first got there, and there was salad and something, I don't know, it was okay. We got something kimchi related, a plate of sashimi, which I didn't eat. There was, my favorite thing was the potatoes. They just had, simple potatoes with butter. So good. They had little fried shrimp, which I also did not partake in. They had something that looked eggy, which, if you guessed, I did not partake in. They had age tofu, I think. That's what it's called. Just fried tofu, and I did have that. It was good. The food was meh. The drinks were better, and we had good company. Talked a lot with the Japanese volunteers and ALTs. That was fun. That was basically what happened. That was basically that day. That was it. There was nothing really amazing after that. The ALTs just walked to my friend's car. I took the train back home. I thought I would have a good sleep. Unfortunately, I did not. I woke up at 3 a.m. and did not go back to sleep. So on Monday, I was very tired and extremely sore. Both my shoulders hurt because I did go on both sides, but my right side hurt a lot because I was mainly on the right side, or left side, sorry. It was painful. I was worried that I wouldn't be able to write on the chalkboard because my shoulders hurt so much. Would I do it again? Would I carry the Mikoshi again? I'm not sure. I think it was a fun experience. I really liked helping with the event, and I liked it. The only thing though is, as I said before, I'm just not too sure if I could do it as a Christian. I just felt that I shouldn't have done it. Yeah. So that was interesting. Interesting experience. I really liked meeting the people. It was really fun. I got to talk to a lot of them at the event and before the event. One of them actually was really funny. We were talking, and he's asking me how I learned Japanese, and I told him, I said I went to Nagoya during my exchange, or as an exchange student, and he's like, where did you go? And I said, I told him my university, and he's like, wait, I went there too. And we found out that we were there at the same time, which is so cool. We didn't know each other then, but we might have passed each other for sure, which is so funny. It's just so interesting how that works out. Such a small world. So that was that. That's the reason my shoulders hurt. They're better today, for sure. I'm recording this on Tuesday, so this will be uploaded tomorrow at 5 p.m. And I'm very excited for upcoming episodes. It's going to be exciting. I have a lot planned. But until then, I'll see you later.